And we are here at the 2024 Boilermaker Expo, broadcasting live. We've got you covered from now through the post-race party, and it begins right here on News Channel 2 at noon on this Friday, July 12th, 2024.
Now, the news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Gary Liberatore here at MVCC in Utica.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage. And yes, we're live here right now. Boilermaker Weekend is underway. And so far, we're talking about people starting to show up. Weather a little humid, but
yeah,
so far not too
bad. A lot
bad.
Different than last year. Everybody talking about the potential storms for race day, but not this year.
Yes, this year a lot different. We were cutting it close last year, but this year we're talking about sunshine, and overall humidity will be the one thing we'll be talking about throughout all weekend long. So let's take a live look outside. Downtown Utica right now, overcast skies. The clouds are struggling to get out of the skies as of noontime. Temperature of 77 degrees. Still very humid is what we're tracking right now, as humidity still is remaining high, again, not only for today, but for the next several days. Radar, we're tracking just some lingering patchy drizzle here and there, but overall drying weather is the common trend as the next 12 hours favor clouds, giving way to sunshine. And we'll be keeping an eye on potential showers and storms tomorrow, but it won't be a complete washout. We'll keep, again, a close eye on those. Plus, we'll have your full detailed forecast on the Boilermaker coming up in the minutes ahead. Gary?
Eric, thank you. And now, magically, we are replacing Eric with President of the Boilermaker, Mark Donovan. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Anytime.
And let's talk. Eric was just mentioning the difference between last year and this year. Everybody worrying about the thunderstorms, but that's not a worry this year.
So far, so good. I watching that report, and I like what I'm hearing.
That's for sure. And this year, what's different? Anything different from this year versus last year?
Yes, more people.
Oh, excellent.
Which is a wonderful thing. Each year coming back is we get incremental growth each year. I think so. Our 15K. Was capped out at 10,000, and we hit that cap back in June.
Wow.
And that was a 15% growth over year. And the 5K that Utica Nationals presents for us is we're over 4,300, and that cap's 45, so we're not too far from hitting that cap.
That's for sure. Almost pre-pandemic levels, huh?
Slowly but surely, which is okay.
Yeah.
Which is okay. We get our feet back under us.
And let's talk about right here at the Expo. We do have some video. If folks haven't been to this before, what can they expect behind us?
Another great example of our coming back. So we are at MBCC, as I'm sure you've told everybody, in the Jorgensen Center, and it is chock full. We've sold out every booth and more. We've got people out in the lobby. We put people out in the quad. So, come on down, check it out. There's a lot of sneaker stores here. Fleet Feet is here. A lot of the brands are here, Saucony and Brooks and those folks, as well as a host of small, other unique vendors.
Beautiful. And I know it takes a full year to put this together, but today sort of your heart gets starting to beat a little faster, right?
Yes. And it's been an interesting week. There's been spots during this week because we start here on Friday setting up.
Last Friday, huh?
Yeah. And
wow.
then you get to a spot, you're like, ooh, we're ahead of the game.
Yeah.
And then a curveball comes, and then you're behind the game and behind in the count. And but at this point, right now, feeling pretty good.
That's great. And I know one of the big things about this weekend is the flyover. Everybody looking forward to that. But that sort of puts things in perspective, how big this event is, right?
Absolutely. And super thrilled. I mean, we basically have virtually every member of the armed forces out and supporting the event this year.
Awesome.
In the air and on the ground. We'll have a Humvee from Fort Drum over in the Military Mile, which is on Champlain, and the flyover, which we made public yesterday.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much. I know you got a busy 3 days ahead of you, so thanks for your time to kick us off here at noon.
Anytime. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mark. And right now we were going to send it over to Jolene out behind us right now, but we're having a little technical issue, so we'll try to get to her as soon as we can. But Committee members actually mingled last night for the wheelchair reception. The sponsor party was held last night for the first time at the Irish Cultural Center, and our own Tom Tallarino was there, and this noon he is going to actually introduce us to this year's Wheelchair Challenger.
Boilermaker festivities have officially kicked off. I'm here tonight in West Utica at the Irish Cultural Center where the wheelchair reception is currently underway. Racers from near and far have gathered here tonight. This year, there are 37 wheelchair athletes competing in the big race. The wheelchair division has grown into one of the largest and most competitive fields in the country.
The field is pretty good size. We have 37 athletes that will be at the start line, hopefully, and we'll have 37 finish. It comes from athletes coming from about 11 different countries throughout the world.
At the reception, the Citroen Wheelchair Challenger was introduced, with Face Wallace being this year's challenger. He's from Ottawa, Canada, and is the first participant to run the Boilermaker before being a part of the challenge. Wallace was a marathon runner before developing MS.
So grateful. I know there were probably a lot of people applying for this, so to be chosen from that stack of papers, I'm just, like I say, grateful. Ever since I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, it's been a series of can't do this, can't do this, can't do this. And racing was one of those things, and suddenly that's turning into a can.
If Wallace can complete the 15K in 2 hours and 15 minutes or less, he'll be awarded a custom racing wheelchair.
I'm nervous. I mean, these are high stakes. Normally, you finish or you don't finish. You finish slowly, you finish fast. It doesn't really matter to anybody. But this time, it really does matter, and I'm a little nervous about that.
With the race being less than 4 days away now, excitement is brewing between the committee and the participants.
The excitement level is really starting to mount from here on out up to Sunday morning. Like I said, 7:45 a.m. when the chairs go off. It is a little sigh of relief for everybody that they're out on the course, and then it just builds till they finish and we get all the chairs across the line.
The wheelchair 15K race will start at 7:45 on Sunday and is one you don't want to miss. Reporting in Utica, Thomas Tellerino, News Channel 2.
And we do have our own Jolene Ferris live here at the Boilermaker Expo here at MVCC. Jolene, where are you this afternoon?
Oh my God, hi Gary. Initial impressions, because we just got here like minutes ago, but there is a lot of activity already, and I could like to call it the Boilermaker Buffet because I feel like I'm seeing more free samples, including food, than I have in a lot of recent years, and I compiled some here, and it's really funny because these two lovely young ladies sort of took some of my samples a few minutes ago, but I mean, we're talking, Sylvina's here, so there's olive oil, and anyone who knows me knows how hard it was to walk around with this cheese and not eat it, but I wanted to show it to you. All kinds of candy, snacks, Hannaford is here, they have all kinds of trail mix, chip holders, shades, of course we have our NEWSChannel 2 swag, tons of pens, so if you wanted to come check it out, but you're hungry, you haven't eaten yet, no big deal, you could probably get some robust snacks here for free, and when they say something for everyone, they mean it. I'm looking around, there's the Mid-York Library System here, leaf filter, gutter protection, so you can find all kinds of free information, helpful information about stuff around the house, and of course the real underlying thing, health and wellness, and maybe sort of help you catch that Boilermaker bug if you've been watching the race for years. This is one of many ways to sort of like ease into it. Come to the expo, check it out. Runners have to come here to get their packets for race day with their bibs and all that, so they have to come. But when they say there's something for everyone, they really mean it. Tons of like free demonstrations, information, and giveaways. So we would highly recommend coming down and checking it all out. And I'm going to make the rounds again soon. Oh, we forgot our Frisbee over there from NBT Bank. But again, there really is something for everyone. So we would highly recommend it. I'm going to go eat my cheese now. We'll send it back to you.
Jolene, that cheese looks pretty darn good, so maybe I'll check things out in a bit. Well, in case you missed it, we were live on social media yesterday afternoon with our Boilermaker All Access program. This was a chance for you to ask questions live. We had race director Jim Stasidis, who will actually be joining us live in just a bit, and also go the distance coach Joe Wilczynski in studio yesterday. getting runners and spectators ready for the weekend. The recorded version of the All Access program is also posted, and if you want to check it all out, look for Boilermaker All Access on our WKTV social media pages. Now to the race times for Sunday. The 5K kicks off at 7:15 from Burstone Road. The much-anticipated wheelchair start is at 7:45 at the start line on Culver Ave. And the 15K runners all take off at the top of the hour, 8 a.m., Boilermaker Sunday. Also from that same start line on Culver Ave with that sea of runners taking off. And it does take a while for all of the runners to get going. So if this is your first rodeo, be patient. It'll take a while for you to get going that morning. And getting you to the starting lines, there will be shuttles before the race. Those are at the corner of Court Street and State Streets and near the post-race area on Whitesboro Street. They run from 5:30 a.m. to 7 a.m. The 5K shuttle is in the ConMed parking lot. That goes from 5:30 a.m. to 6:45 a.m. And after the race, the shuttles run until 1 p.m. So you still have a couple of hours after the race to enjoy the post-race party and then catch the shuttle. And those are located on Whitesboro Street behind the post-race party. The 5K shuttle will run back to the ConMed parking lot. Now, running through our Boilermaker coverage plans for the rest of the week today. Of course, we're here taking the shows on the road, and we are broadcasting live from the Boilermaker Expo here at noon. Again tonight at 5 and 6. And then tonight, the Go the Distance recap show. That's at 7 on CBS Utica. That is a chance to meet the team so you know who to cheer for on Sunday in those bright, colorful WKTV Go the Distance shirts. Now tomorrow, the Boilermaker Kids Run. The run is in the morning, but remember, our special broadcast of the event is at 7 p.m. on CBS Utica. We do that so that the kids can actually watch themselves cross the finish line later in the day after they did it in the morning. And then on Sunday, the big show. We start our broadcast at 7 a.m. We are on air on NBC and streaming online at WKTV.com. So tune into us today, tomorrow, and Sunday for the most complete Boilermaker coverage